Hey, so Tim, howdy,
Hey.
and Justin, g'day. Tim and Justin are both from our sales team, and I wanted to just grab literally a couple of minutes with them today to ask them this one question. Because, we're in a competitive marketplace. We deal with a lot of different types of specialty retail businesses, and those businesses are dealing with software from a range of software companies. And, we're often asked, what's different about our software? What makes us special? And our position on that is that we can only speak to what we do. We can't really speak to what competitors do. But we do get to hear along the way feedback from people on what they think about our software and what they think is special. So my question for you, Justin, first off, is what do you think? What's the one thing that you think helps separate our software from other software that might be out there?
Look, it's probably going to sound boring because it's data related, but it's probably our stock manager tool. So selfishly,
can you show us that?
Yeah, absolutely. So
can you talk and show us at the same time?
I think so, yeah. Selfishly, we developed this tool. We had a lot of customers, wanting to sort of bulk manipulate a bunch of stock, at the same time, whether that's exporting, doing things in Excel and re-importing that in. So basically, we developed this tool within the software to allow the customer to do it themselves.
If I can just interrupt there. So from a data integrity perspective, that idea of exporting, doing something in Excel and importing back is actually really dangerous for businesses to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the business has the data integrity is then in question because it's left the software and is then brought back in. Exactly. So you're going to show us how we do all of that within the software.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, a couple of ways to do it as well. So a lot of people use it depending on what business it is and what industry and what they actually want to use the tool for. I'll get some data up here. So first of all, you can search whether it's a supplier, keywords, departments, categories. I'm just going to choose my Kong supplier. So you'll see here that's found 1,300, 1,400 records.
Yep.
So a really popular reason people use this tool is basically getting stock ready for online. So they've pivoted online, they've moved online, they want to start getting their stock ready for online sales. So what you can actually do is you can actually click on here. So basically, I don't need to know department, category. What I want to know is web-specific information. So whether it's a web store item, whether it contains a web description, whether it has a web price or not. So I can choose to get rid of all these other columns that I don't want to see. And that really cleans up this screen. So I can basically see my web-specific information. So you'll see here that some of these items have a web price. None of these items are a web store item. And none of them actually contain web descriptions as well. I forgot one here. I'll actually do contains images because obviously when you're selling online, it needs images. I've got all my information here that I want to see. So first of all, what you can do is I'm just going to select these ones here. I'm going to remove selected. So basically, at the click of a button, you can really manipulate this stock. So at the moment, only one of these items have a web price. I can click on here and go edit selected, come over here, click on the pricing tab, update my pricing, which is my web pricing, and I want to use my base price as my sell price. Or if I wanted to add 5% on that, I absolutely can. So as soon as I click on that button, you'll see at that click of a button that's now got a web price for those 5 items. Obviously, you can imagine if there was thousands of items in there. Another question?
Oh, I was going to say that's brilliant. So even if you were doing 100 items at once, it's one click and it's updated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. None of these are web store items. The same thing, I can come down here, tick the web store box. Straight away, those 5 items will flow to my online store. So really easy way to bulk manipulate a bunch of stock. Now, that's obviously getting stock ready for online. But you might have an example, a supplier might say, hey, all of our prices have gone up 5%. Instead of waiting for the arrival process to update those prices, I can come in here, update the cost or sell price by a certain percentage as well.
So really, this stock manager is all about this bulk manipulation of data based on what you need to do quickly and efficiently within the business.
Yeah, exactly. And you can customize that screen to suit exactly what you're using this tool for.
Right. And with the software, you could easily take a backup before you do this, so that you're able to protect the data integrity. But Justin, to be clear, all of this work is being done within the software.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So you reckon the ability to do that sort of bulk editing with data is a key differentiator. If I was to ask you for your second one, what would be the next thing that you would say?
Look, probably the ability to pass on additional info. So within the software, we do that a couple of ways. So I've got my urea, which is a lawn fertilizer. So if I click on the extra details tab, first of all, I've got the extended description up here. So if I just want to pass on additional info via the receipt for the customer, I can choose to put that information up here. So whether I'm passing on hazardous good information, warranty information, care instructions, whatever it might be, I can automatically associate that info. And as soon as I sell that particular item, that information will get printed on the receipt.
Yep.
But another way we do it is via these data sheets down the bottom here. So I've got my additional info, which is basically just telling the customer the best climate to apply the fertilizer in. But I've actually got an extended sort of data sheet. So it's a PDF, might be 8 or 10 pages long. And when I send a soft copy of the receipt via email to this particular customer, it'll actually attach the data sheets that are associated with that item. So across multiple different industries, bike stores might use it for bike assembly instructions,
right.
Camping stores, how to erect certain tents. Obviously, you've got your hazardous good information when you're selling chemicals and whatnot. So really popular amongst our customers.
So really, the second thing for you is the ability to share information. That is, for a business to be able to share its own intellectual property with customers as a way of demonstrating their point of difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And without the salesperson, not even knowing. So whether you've got a staff member that's just started, last week with you, they don't have to do anything, because if this info is in the software, it will just trigger it automatically.
Excellent. All right, let's jump across to Tim. Tim, what is the one thing that if, that you're asked, what's the one thing that separates your software that you think is pretty awesome? What's your answer going to be to that?
Yeah. Well, look, so thanks for going first, Justin. You gave me a little bit of time to prepare for this. But look, the one thing I would say is special customer orders.
That sounds like a really boring headline.
Look, it sounds it, but it's
not.
not.
Customer special, Tim?
Well, let's just call it customer orders then, and then everyone falls into the same category. But no, look, this is really popular. Like, everyone I show this to really gets a kick out of it. So you should be able to see my screen there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different ways to get to it. And look, I'll keep this pretty brief, but you can get to it from your menus across the top here. I can set a shortcut on my screen here. I can have a shortcut in the point of sale as well, or you can actually access it with a keyboard shortcut from anywhere in the system. So if I was partway through, I'm out the back, partway through processing an invoice, and Justin calls up and he says, "Hey, have you got?" And I've got fishing data on here, but he said, "Have you got a particular fish finder?"
Yeah.
I can do a lookup from anywhere in the system on that product. I can do a lookup on that. That'll show me, yep, it comes from AFN Fishing. I can see every arrival here. So every time I get it in, and whether its pricing fluctuates, it's $4.49. I've sold a heap of these today. I've sold 29. I've got 0 on hand. If Justin said, "Yep, look, that's what I'm after, get me one of those," I can hit order this item down the bottom here. And it's automatically defaulting to put it onto my next pending order with that supplier. If I just want to order one for the shop, I could skip my customer number and just hit OK, and that'll add it to my next order for the supplier. But if I want to order one for Justin, I can click in customer number here, and I can hit my add option to add him in. Justin hasn't been in before, so I'll quickly add him in. And I can go through. I've got options here to allow SMS for this customer. And I'm just going to put in a mobile number, and I can continue through. I can grab other things. I'm not going to give Justin an account because I know he can be a bit sketchy at paying. I can flag any discount profiles. So if I wanted to give him 5% off all, fishing rods and reels, I could do that sort of stuff. I could also give him any tags. So if he was a commercial fisherman or, if it was a hobby, I can flag those kind of things against his account so I can market to him down the track. But for the sake of this, I'm going to skip past that. So I'm going to order one of these for Justin. It's putting it onto my next reorder report for AFN Fishing. Yep, I can charge him a deposit if I want to, but look, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll sell it either way, and done. What that's automatically done in the background is placed it onto my next reorder report for AFN fishing. It's then when I do my reorder by sales or reorder by min-max levels, it's going to blend all of that into the one form for me. And then when I receive those goods in, it'll stop and say, hey, Justin's got that product on order. It's then going to print a pricing label with Justin's details on it, so I know to put it aside for him. And in the background, I can have the system preset to send a text message or email to Justin saying, hey, Justin, your fish finder's come in, come and pick it up when you're ready.
Now, Tim, it's fair to say that what you showed us there took a bit of time to go through. The reality is, once you have learnt how to use it, you can do those sort of special orders really quickly.
Yeah, you can blitz through it. And there's a lot more flexibility with that as well, in the sense that even if it's not a product in your system, you can keyword it. So if I knew there was a particular, in the case of fishing, a new reel that's coming out, I don't know its model, like I don't know its supplier code or anything like that. I just know the model number. I can put a special order in for Justin with that keyword in it. And when I create a product with that, it's going to know to tie the two together.
All right. So special customer orders, get that really good tool. Same question to you though, Tim. That's great, that one. What's something else that you think separates the software out, that makes the software look pretty special?
Look, I would say catalogs and promos, just the depth that goes to is amazing. Look, rather than going into the setup of it, I'll explain some of how it works. So you can set catalogs and promotions to be time-based. So I could say 1st of December to the 1st of January, this catalog is going to run. And within that catalog, it could be 5% off all rods, 10% off bait. It could be particular products. So this particular rod is $99 instead of $149. It can even be mix and match. So if I sell a particular rod, that gives me a promo. If they buy a certain reel at the same time, it'll automatically then take those two products and discount them down to a price. I can also have it set on quantity ranges. So I've got cockles in my system. One bag is $14.95, but if they buy between 5 and 10, that price drops. So as soon as I add a few more to that, 4, and I get to my 5th one, it automatically changes the price, and it tells me there's another price break once they get to that. So there's a lot of flexibility in how that works. You can even set some of those catalogs to run across transactions for customers.
And you're using data here from a fishing business, but I know what you've just described there is going to work fine in a toy shop. It's going to work fine in a pet and produce business, farm supply business, even garden centre. So there are a range of different marketplaces we deal with where that would certainly be working.
Correct. Yeah. Look, key to it is that flexibility, like being able to do it to a heap of different kind of mechanisms, be it product, department, cross department, even cross transaction.
Okay. All right. If you stop sharing your screen, I'm going to sort of be cliched and say my top thing. And, it is, I accept that it's cliched, but it's true. And that is that the differentiator for us, I think, is our people. We're a point of sale software company, but we also own and run retail businesses. So we have people here who, on our help desk, who have active retail experience, not from our businesses. They've come to us from other retail businesses. But as part of the training process, they also get to work in our businesses initially just to learn how the software is used in those businesses. And so our people are very accessible to our customers, and our people are personal, in the sense that when they're talking to, say, Travis on the help desk, they know they're talking to Travis on the help desk. They're not talking to somebody who calls themselves Travis today, but they're located at the call center in whichever country. It's authentic, real people, actively engaged. And the critical thing for us in our customer service is to understand the question. And that's why we'll take a little bit of time to have interactions with customers to understand what they're really asking us. We don't give our help desk people scripts to go through. They're not asking the same question of every customer, because they listen to the customer and they have a conversation with them to get to the bottom of it. So there's the software and all of the functional beautiful stuff in the software, but then there's the support, which helps bring that to life. And I think our authenticity is something that we're really committed to. So really, this video today is about what do we think is different. We could actually go on for hours and say there's a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So we really just wanted to touch on the highlights. But I'm going to give each of you kind of a last word. Is there anything that you would sort of round out with, Tim?
I think you touch on a really important thing there. Just our people are local. They're talking to real people. And, I know you mentioned Trav, but, people will often comment knowing the story of the staff member. So it really is a, small company.
Yeah. Justin, what about you? Have you got anything you'd wrap up with?
No, look, I was just going to talk further on the point you made about, us, I guess, walking in our shoes of the customers. So, that's the number one thing that I get told that our customers love, the fact that, we're walking in their shoes, experiencing the same things they're experiencing. They don't get a techie conversation when they're, calling up the help desk. So, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, we try very hard and keep the tech jargon to a minimum because nobody benefits from that. It makes it really tough. All right. Thanks for jumping in, guys, and have a good rest of the day.
No worries. You too. Thanks.